Good morning, EXP family. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Sorry to stop you mid-dance. I know that music had you moving and grooving this morning. At least it did me. Or maybe it's the matcha green tea. That's what's in the cup this morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Great to see so many of you all up bright and early. Day 4 of EXPCon. Without all the extra Vegas wear and tear. Pretty nice, pretty nice. My name's Curtis Dixon. Good morning. It's great to be with you all. Good morning, everybody. What a week it has been. Oh my goodness. Great to see so many of you going strong. Thousands in EXP world all day, every day. Thousands of folks watching the live stream all week long. How good has it been? Been an amazing week, hasn't it, Brother Rod? Amazing, Suzanne. Glad you're feeling like that. Still partying at home, Kevin. Absolutely. That's the power of what we've built here. That's the power of this EXP World platform, of this experience. So again, so grateful, so happy that you are all plugging in, finding value, getting a great experience. Thank you if you're sitting in this room and you've been a speaker, a host, a panelist, a presenter. Thank you for your contribution. I'm going to kick off the day the way I kicked off the week on Monday. Just want to give you a few powerful reminders for your daily life, for the next couple of days, for the rest of your year, to close this thing out strong. In everything that you do, make sure you're rocking it with love. Put love first. Give love, bring love, receive love, give hope. So many of us right now have the ability to impact others and give hope this week, this month, this year, and demonstrate excellence. Love, hope, and excellence have been my focuses all week long, and I hope you'll take those with you throughout the rest of this week. Close out this year strong. Love, hope, and excellence. We have so much cool stuff still in store. We only have 2 days left of the conference officially, but the announcements keep on coming. The exciting news keeps rolling in. So those of you that are here early, either A, you're one of the crazy people who have been 2 or 3 hours early every day all week long, yay for you, or B, you heard that we have a surprise announcement. Our fearless leader, Glenn Sanford, who is truly a visionary in so many areas, not just related to this industry, but in the future of work, the future of business, the ability to impact others. You heard Glenn talk about living on purpose, being purposeful, and Glenn has a surprise announcement coming up here in about 18 minutes. So that's what you're in store for this morning. Glenn has an exciting announcement. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick around. There's absolutely a surprise announcement coming shortly here in just about 18 minutes. But I would imagine by now, many of you are pretty familiar with navigating the conference, pretty familiar with our social media hashtags and all the stuff that's going on, but I'm going to kind of do a quick reset. We've got a couple more days, and we really, really want to see how you're experiencing EXPCon. Everybody is doing it a little bit differently. We've seen watch parties all across the country. We've seen people with 3 monitor setups. We've seen people that are still doing their daily business, watching the live stream out there, doing final walkthroughs and inspections and all that good stuff. We even had somebody post that was watching EXPCon 2020 while their pigs were giving live birth in a barn. So there's a picture somewhere floating around, hashtag EXPCon 2020, with a computer, EXPCon, and some keynote speakers, and behind that, 2 big, beautiful pigs giving birth. It was hilarious. Please make sure you're using the hashtag EXPCon 2020. We want to see how you're experiencing EXPCon. We want to document this moment in time, moments in history. It's never been done like this before. You all are a part of history. No other company, no other conference, no one else has done it like this. You want to know the coolest thing that's happened, I think, this week outside of our real estate world is we've had a lot of keynote speakers come up this week, right? And they haven't necessarily been from inside the real estate space, right? We had Duncan Wardle, Disney exec. We had Robert Herjavec, the Shark. Had Commander Rourke, Denver. We had all these great speakers, Jason Dorsey. And what is so cool is they have been blown away by this experience. Jason Dorsey said we made him rethink the way virtual conferences are run, right? Like, these speakers are blown away by this experience. They're blown away by you, the agents, showing up by the thousands. So cool what's happening right now. Not just the industry is on notice, but the world is getting put on notice as to the power of what our EXP World Holdings and EXP Realty family are doing. So just thank you and congratulations. So much cool stuff going on. Want to give you all a compliment next. This audience here, you know, this are killing it in EXP World. Like right now, just in the last 5 minutes that I've been up here, right? Not a single accidental microphone open. Not a lot of people asking, how do I zoom in? How do I see things? That means you're becoming a pro. You're becoming adept in EXP World. And if you hadn't been before this, that is one of the byproducts of attending EXPCON or Shareholder Summit or getting plugged into the Icon series or the Excel series, the Fast Start series, is the more you become a product of the product, right? The more you can tell another agent out there in the community, a peer, a partner, no, it's amazing what goes on in EXP World. This training, this platform, these types of events, you can't even picture it, but the more you participate, the more you actually get to help others receive the impact, the better the experience you create for that guest that you bring in or that agent partner or that agent on your team, right? So you all are getting really good at using EXP World, but just a few sort of reminders on how to navigate, especially as you get into the breakouts and stuff, right? If you want to see what's going on, see all 3 screens, which is the easiest view in any auditorium, there's a button down at the bottom of your EXP World window, and it says Stage Zoom. That's a great button to use to easily see everything that's going on up here on stage. So you click Stage Zoom, and it's going to zoom you in on all 3 screens plus the stage. So you're going to see the speakers, and you're going to see all 3 screens. Now, when you want to get out of stage zoom view for any reason, you click the stage zoom button again. So all these buttons, you click them once to go in, you click them once to get out, right? And I know this isn't on the slide, but I'm going to show you one more way to zoom in on screens. So let's say you're in a session and you've got a speaker on camera 1 screen to the left, speaker on camera 2 screen to the right, and presentation up in the center screen. So you want to jump around between screens and you want to zoom in more clearly. Here's the easiest way to do that. Don't try to find the tiny magnifying glass in the top right-hand corner. Instead, take your mouse to the top of the EXP World window. There's a black box that says Screen Zoom. Hover over the word Screen Zoom. Well, this one's for you, Rishi. So take your mouse to the top of the EXP World window, hover over the black box that says Screen Zoom. You'll see some magnifying glasses drop down. Click on the one that you want to zoom in on. So if it's the main web screen, that's the second glass from the left. If it's the left web screen, that's the first one. Right web screen, that's the third one. Click it once, it'll zoom in. Click it again, it'll zoom out. Good morning, Tara. It's good to see you in here. Very cool. All right, so we've got the zoom down. Everybody knows how to zoom. And if the slides leave your screen, we're refreshing them constantly. There is a refresh wheel, but no, for the most part, they're likely to come back up on the screen. And worst case scenario, if you run into any crazy technical difficulties, just leave the auditorium and come back, or actually leave EXP World and come back. So you all are all pros. You're doing great. You know how to use it. You've got all the features. Perfect. Another quick technical reminder, as we have rolled out playing videos all week long, you all have seen some cool videos. If you were at the award ceremony, man, the coolest videos that I had seen, much less played in EXP World. So amazing. But a reminder for anybody watching outside of North America, right? Because we are a global audience, a global brokerage, global brand. We have guests from all across the world. It's been the coolest thing, bumping into people from countries all across the world. If you're watching a video in this auditorium and you're outside of North America, anytime a video is playing, you're going to have to do one extra thing to make sure you can hear the video and can watch it smoothly. You go to the top right-hand corner of the EXP World window. There's a little calendar with a star icon. Click that. It'll open the live stream. The video will play right on your screen. And then when you're done watching the video, you just click close. So only for our outside of North American audience. Everybody else, don't do anything different. When a video comes on, just sit back and enjoy the video. But anytime you see this slide, that's what you need to be reminded to do when you're outside of North America. Cool. All right. So I was talking about our keynotes from this week so far, who we've had so many amazing folks. You know, really, Commander Rourke Denver moved me yesterday. My little brother served in Afghanistan, and I think thankful every day that he came home from the combat that he saw. And Commander Rourke Denver on Veterans Day was so inspiring, just reminding us to constantly improve our position, reminding us that only two things we actually Jones, National Geographic photographer for decades, celebrating what's right, such amazing stories, such amazing perspective, right? So many times dependent on our values, our beliefs, our lens, if you will, right? And Do It is going to come in and share some magic. Again, another amazing keynote on the schedule for today. It's going to be fantastic. Then, as you've been used to, I hope, and you've enjoyed yesterday, after our super secret announcement from Glenn, then our keynote speaker, Do It Jones, we are going to break out into breakout sessions. We ran, I think it was right at 20 sessions yesterday, all across EXP world. We had 8 tracks running concurrently. You can expect more of the same today. So once we wrap our keynotes, what I'll ask you is, don't sit around hanging in here waiting for what's next. Instead, I want you all to go to the EXPCON menu, click EXPCON, don't leave now, I'm just showing you, and you're going to see that there are 8 tracks plus a new auditorium we just added last night. I'm going to tell you what that is here in just a minute. But after we wrap our keynotes, what you'll want to do is take a look at this schedule. It's up here on the slide. I'll load it in the chat for you in a second as well. You can also find it on expcon.exprealty.com. So this is the schedule of breakouts for today. So once we wrap our keynote, just pick what speaks to you. We've got 8 tracks. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, and then you can go from session to session, choose the title that fits for you and your business. But I'm telling you, they're amazing. The agents that are hosting these sessions, that have created these sessions are 95% agent produced. We helped, we put some framework in place, we did what we could, but we basically empowered our top agents, leaders, to actually produce these sessions. So we have an entire track dedicated to our newer agent audience. That's called track 1, the fast start track. Today, the fast start track is 100% KV core. How many of y'all are sitting here thinking, man, I need to get my KV core right for 2021. I need to go to work on my KV core. I need to get better at generating leads, organizing my database, leveraging all those workflow tools. 100% KV core focused in track 1 today. The other cool secret thing that our amazing product manager, Barbara Jean, did for us last night is she stood up a KV core auditorium. So after KV core does these 3 breakouts today, they're going to hang around and do more KV core training for the rest of the event in the KV Core Auditorium. So pop in there if you're curious, if you're looking for KV Core questions, even after the breakouts. Track 2 is our mentor track, not exclusively for mentors or mentees, but exclusively led by mentors at EXP. Track 3 led by icons. Today is the Icon Mastermind. We have an amazing day planned for our icon audience. Reminder to our icons, many of you have gotten the email inviting you specifically and making sure you attend that mastermind. That's in track 3. Track 4, our Excel track. Again, amazing advanced level topics and training. Track 5, our influencer track. You do not want to miss talking about building teams, traditional teams, and the new modern team. Then the domino effect, just amazing stuff in there. Track 6, coaching. This is my favorite title, I think, of all of the breakouts. Grow up, know your numbers with Coach Hank. You got to get there. These coaching tracks, if you're in a place right now where you're ready to grow, you're looking to constantly improve your position, like Commander Rourke said, get into these coaching tracks. How to make 2021 your best year ever after that. It's going to be fire all day. Our global breakouts. Today we're doing India, United Kingdom with Adam Day, and then talking about international growth in general across the board. Track 8, our EXP breakout track, right? We have so much stuff to share, so many opportunities. How many of y'all want to get deeper and more knowledgeable in our mortgage and title partners? What about express offers? What about more listings and lead generation through leveraging EXP's tools? That's all in track 8. So that's today's agenda on the breakout side. Find your track, go to it, straight after the keynote. Don't hang around in here waiting for what starts next. Find your breakout track and get to it. Want to give a big shout out and thank you and reminder that EXP preferred partners are everywhere in this ecosystem and add so much value. Want to make sure to encourage you all to connect with our preferred partners. That is what's happening primarily in track 8 today. In that EXP track, we are featuring some of our preferred partners, bringing great breakout sessions and giving you a chance to become more knowledgeable in Intraland First Cloud, Silverline Title, Express Offers. We have a number of preferred partners. They're also available in the Expo Hall. The Expo Hall has been amazing. When you go to a live conference, normally the Expo booth, the Expo Hall, it's open most of the day. You staff some volunteers to hang out there, and in between breakouts, agents and guests are walking around to the different booths and talking to people. What we've done instead for this virtual conference, and it has been phenomenal, is right after the breakouts end, so at noon Pacific time, for 2 hours, we keep the Expo Hall open, and it has been rocking. We have vendors, partners, company programs, staff. I think the entire growth team from Dave Kennord to Scott Zagarian and everybody in between was in there yesterday for hours, just talking to agents from across the world, right? Anything you want to find out about, if you have more questions about anything going on at EXP, checking out some of our partners. I think Beth Silverman posted yesterday that Build a Sign had a 65% discount code for new signs. So if you're in the market for some new signs, like all that stuff's going on in the Expo Hall, make sure you get there. Make sure you're checking it out. It's a lot of fun. Been super cool. Next thing we have going on today at 2 p.m. Pacific, once you wrap up your time in the Expo Hall, is a meet and greet on the EXP World Beach. Drop by, meet some new people that you don't know, have some fun, challenge somebody to a dance off. I've seen a lot of cool stuff going on this week in EXP by the beach for the meet and greet. And as you can tell, I'm moving through these just a little quicker because we're just about 3 minutes away from what you all came here to see this morning. Again, want to remind you, and I'm really excited for this one. We've had keynotes all week long, and we've been very fortunate to have some amazing keynotes. But one of the things we've been looking forward to is the representation of having Kate Lavelle come up here on stage on Friday as a powerful woman leader, keynote, and close out EXPCON. Kate is phenomenal. She's a John Gordon certified speaker and trainer, travels the globe typically. We'll have her live in our EXP World tomorrow. Special keynote speaker. Really excited for Kate to end EXPCon keynotes with the bang. They've all been phenomenal. We expect the same from Kate tomorrow. Excited to have her here. So let's wrap up by covering what's left, right? So we've talked about today. You've got the announcement coming up here in just about 2 minutes. You have the keynote today with Do It Jones. Then we've got our breakouts, then our expo, then our beach meet and greet. And then tomorrow, the final day, again, without all the side effects of Las Vegas, final day of what's coming up. We will have the opening ceremony. We will have the keynote with Kate Lavelle, and we will have 3 more hours of breakouts. And then that will put a bow on the most amazing virtual EXPCon we could have imagined to create and bring to you all. So that's what's left on the agenda, everybody. Make sure you plug in these final couple days. It's your last time to meet somebody new, make a friend, connect, take notes, get that inspiration, fill up that belief cup, give some love, give some hope, demonstrate some excellence, take something away from these sessions that are going to impact your business, that are going to impact somebody's life, that are going to impact your family. Take a minute to take advantage of Duncan Wardle's advice. And after you attend this, find some time to think. He said innovation is stunted by the lack of time to think. So create some time. Take advantage of this time. Take advantage of this momentum. And get excited for what's coming here in just about 60 seconds. That is the reason you all got up early. Many of you that had not yet been here are here today for our surprise announcement. So I believe as we tick over to the 30 minutes after the hour mark, I would like to say good morning and welcome leader Glenn Sanford up on stage, most purpose-driven leader I've ever had the pleasure to learn from and work with. And good morning. Are you with us?
Good morning, Curtis. I'm actually standing behind you. Just getting ready to do
Good to see you.
backflips.
I bet you
Talk
are.
of,
The stage is all yours, Glenn. Thank you.
well, thank you. And Curtis, you really are such an inspiring personality. I love the energy you bring, and obviously, the purpose you bring to everything EXP. It's just so amazing to be in business with you, and of course, every one of you, all 38,000 plus agents and brokers all over the world now. We are, super stoked, super excited, and what a week so far at EXP. And obviously, it will be great when we can do this again in person. You mentioned, Curtis, the fact that we weren't in Las Vegas. Probably coming to this with 3 or 4 hours of sleep, but getting to socialize, getting to be with our fellow agents, brokers, and staff, and other leaders and others, that it's something that definitely looking forward to doing again. And again, super excited about that. Obviously, love Duncan Wardell's talk and talking about how to take the pain points of existing industry, identify them, and then change them and reframe them and solve different challenges, and how using thinking, creativity, changing the think stream, going from a car wash to an auto spa. What does that do, and what are the creative ideas and juices that come out of that? And what happens, for us, it was 2009, what if we build a real estate brokerage without bricks and mortar? What does that look like if you're going to actually build collaboration, community? And then, what if you couldn't do large scale events in real life? We've solved that with EXP World. So, super, a lot of great stuff. How to create alternatives in many cases are better, and create new industries, and sort of taking things and combining things and making something new by taking things that normally weren't related and then bringing them together. I think really is a powerful combination. Obviously, we had lots of top agents, speakers, some amazing new corporate leaders that have joined us, some of them as early as just a few months ago. It's been just incredible just to see that. And XCamp, of course, who does an XCamp? When you think about reframing, and I love Duncan Wardle sort of thinking about, how to reframe things. XCamp, nobody had an agenda before that day. And yet we all came together, and I heard so many great things come out of XCamp. And it really comes down to this idea of, why do we have to do things the way that they've always been done? And aren't we missing opportunities by, always working by we'll say the standard playbook? And we've all been handed the standard playbook. And I did judo for 27 years. And one of the things that, you realize, you learn in judo is you have to learn all of the throws, all the hold downs, all the submissions, and all of that. And I competed at a fairly high level, but eventually you get to go and be creative. If you just do the standard playbook, everybody's going to kind of know how to defend, and everybody's going to know what that attack looks like. But eventually, once you've learned a lot, not everything certainly, but once you've learned a lot, you get to start to combine things and combine techniques that weren't normally combined, to come up with a new way to attack, and a new way to sort of win a match. And I really think that's EXP was really kind of that platform for that. And of course, we talked a lot about purpose on Monday, and you guys heard me talking about being on purpose. And once you're on purpose, a lot of times the pain of the business sort of drops away. It may still be there for a period of time, because we all got to pay our bills, and we all got to do the stuff that we need to do. So don't get me wrong, I recognize that pain is still a motivator, but if you can move from pain to purpose, and then once you get escape velocity out of pain, then your purpose can continue to drive you in such a way that you don't have to go revisit pain that much. And this really comes to a theme that I want to talk a little bit about today, which is about the importance of and developing your clear purpose. Personal development, in my opinion, is helping us sort of scrape off the exteriors, the wounds that we've had, growing up, in terms of the way that we were raised. Obviously, in real estate, if you think about it, one of the things that we all probably struggled with, it was the rejection that came from, going out and going through the sales process and finding out that, people didn't want to be sold, nor do I, and learning about, how do you reshape that, to actually be somebody who's there to be of service, and how just reframing from sales to service all of a sudden makes it much easier to go out there. One of the things we get taught when we're at a young age is don't talk to strangers. Well, guess what? In this business called real estate, we have to talk to lots of strangers. And so we have to sort of get rid of some of that early on thinking, which was there for a reason. It was good if you're a little child. Talking to strangers might not be the safest thing, but eventually you have to sort of get rid of some of that programming so that you can actually then live your purpose and sort of recognize that there's new programming. And so personal development really plays this role of helping you sort of get rid of or scrape off some of the old programming and build up new programming to build up your clear purpose, and so that you can go out and do and live your best life that you possibly can. And obviously, EXP is continuing to develop a platform to help agents, brokers, staff continue to learn and grow. I think that's probably one of my biggest things. You'll hear me talk about all the books that I've read. A lot of the conferences that I've attended. We'll have Don Hobbs up here in a little bit, back in 2008. So, um, just that'll be, or someone might have you don't get what you pursue. Reframe, people see you as somebody who's all they're going to be anticipation. So what we're going to talk about here are lives, but I like Jay Kinder made to potentially be let's see, where's Jay? Hey, welcome everyone. Morning. Quick little intro. Maybe we'll start with uh, a little bit of history with the EXP.
franchise. At 19, I got into real estate. My first foray into personal development was a Dale Carnegie course. So a guy came in the office. My dad had been through the course before and ended up jumping into that course. And I was probably least likely ever to read a book. Is probably coming out of high school. I think that's probably what most people would have voted me as. But my first book I ever read was How to Win Friends and Influence People. Shortly after that was Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. And that became, my quest for just knowledge and learning and growing. As you get into real estate, you don't know what you don't know, and you got a lot to learn. And so you really have to work on yourself in order to become successful. And I started to learn that very early. Ended up being number 2 in the world for Coldwell Banker after about 7 years in the business at a pretty young age. Peaked at about 531 transactions in 1 year, and then ultimately went independent and started a coaching and training organization. Became really excited about helping other people accomplish their goals and seeing other people develop and become better versions of themselves. That became more our passion. And then we started a brokerage in Dallas and came across EXP and saw the business model. Got to meet you, Glenn, and all the executives at an EXPCON just like this 3 years ago. And we just knew that this was the future, and I've been here ever since. So just loving it and loving being a part of this family. And what Curtis Dixon's saying, it's all about love. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about helping one another and becoming a better version of yourself. And that's who this company is attracting. So it's just a blessing to be around everybody here.
Awesome. Good stuff. And Cliff, you and I got to know each other a fair bit over the last few years. Got a chance, obviously, with Jay to go watch an OU Texas game, and OU won that day, so that was a good day, right, Jay? Boomer, Sooner. So, but Cliff, maybe a little your background. What brought you to EXP, and then also, how has personal development impacted your life?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Glenn. And boy, is it exciting to be here and look out and see this packed auditorium today. Good morning, everybody. I was sort of born into the real estate business. My mom was an agent, one of the top agents here with Evie Holiday in Dallas back in the 70s, and so I kind of grew up around the business. My dad was a top salesman for Georgia Pacific. He actually sold paper, and so Dad was a really big fan of motivation and self-development, and he introduced me to how to win friends and influence people at a very young age. He used to have his Zig Ziglar books on the shelf, the See You at the Top and the other great writings that Zig had, and so I kind of grew up around that sort of mentality. Got into real estate about 33 years ago, sort of in and out of it. But really circled back to Dallas in 2000 is when I decided that I wanted to make real estate front and center, and I got into lending as well, and worked. Actually had the pleasure to work with my colleague up here, Jay Kinder, and at his coaching company, and obviously coaching real estate became a big part of my life. I really enjoyed it, and self-development really is that, managing that 5.5, 6 inches between your ears is, 90% of success in real estate. So, self-development has been just the major part of my focus for a long time now. And it's not only helped me, but, now through the leverage with EXP and being with such a great company, I consider this just sort of a big group of entrepreneurial, self-development, motivation, hungry people, who really crave to self-actualize and help others. And it's such an incredible place to be. And what's exciting is the future here, especially with what we're talking about today.
And Elizabeth, are you back?
I am back. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have the best tech team ever. Just kudos to Barbara Jean and our tech crew. So thank you guys. Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Riley. I'm out of Austin, Texas. I have been in real estate about 15 and a half years. I got started in Atlanta, Georgia, because my CPA said I had to. So I didn't have this burning passion to be a real estate agent and take over the world, but I just got into it reluctantly and realized very quickly, oh my gosh, I was meant for this. And so I just built my business based on sphere of influence. And it's funny because I was told early on, real estate's not a team sport. And I did not ever feel that way. I thrive when I'm surrounded by great minds, and I thrive when I'm surrounded by great people, and we're all helping each other grow. And so I became a producer in Atlanta, and then in 2008, my husband was transferred to Austin, Texas. In 2008, horrible time to get into business is what everybody was telling me. They said I was crazy. And I said, well, because I was getting into a bad market. And I said, well, I think this is opportunity because I just came from Atlanta and we just burst. So built my business not knowing anybody in Austin, stayed with my same company. I'm very, very loyal. And I was with my company for 10 years, built my business there. And then 2014, I guess we had 650 agents, and I realized I'm not, Glenn, your speech the other day on pain versus purpose was so awesome. And in fact, I listened to it again this morning. That's where I was. Like, my purpose, I was not fueling my purpose. Numbers were fine. It was all business. God family was somewhere else, and I had to make a change. And that's when EXP was introduced to me. And Glenn and I met. You had 400 agents nationally at the time. And I remember you telling me the big vision and the big why of EXP. And we were in an executive board meeting in the world. And I was like, okay, cool. But I really liked you. I really liked you as a leader. And I loved your vision and your passion. And that's what I was missing. I wanted to find that again. And so, being on this journey, I love selling real estate. I will always be a real estate agent first and foremost, and building people's dreams and helping them navigate that. But the fact that we can impact so many people and pour into them is really, really, really what drives me. And so for me, you're talking about who you follow and who you respect as leaders. I really love a lot of the leaders like Brene Brown and Simon Sinek, and books that they Leaders Eat Last and Dare to Lead. So those are the things that really fuel my passion, and trying to figure out how ways that I can pour into others.
Awesome. No, thank you for that. And one of the things, obviously, we take the personal development side really seriously. I mean, one of the things that we did from day one was, in World, we started teaching classes literally the week we started the EXP back in 2009, and that's now turned into really this institution of higher learning for real estate professionals. Curtis and the team, Brad Anderson's been with us for a lot of years. In fact, he did an interview with us when he was still running Active Rain University back in 2009 about how the world could be used for education, training, and personal development. We've always played with the idea that EXP Realty was actually a personal development company that just happened to sell real estate. It was sort of the zen of this. And so a couple of years ago, we actually started to distribute Success Magazine. I don't know if we've got a slide there with a number of the Success Magazine covers there, but we started to distribute Success Magazine over the last couple of years, and this is totally different. Nobody else was doing this, and the reason why is because not all personal development education comes from the real estate space. A lot of times when you get very, we'll call it domain specific, you miss some of the purpose piece. And when you think about it, a lot of how to sell real estate doesn't talk about how to actualize your life purpose. And one of the reasons why we loved distributing Success Magazine was, in fact, that it really expanded the horizon of content that real estate agents are exposed to really think about other aspects of their life rather than just the listing and selling of homes. So that was really one of our personal commitments. And really this brings us to sort of the big reveal with EXP, because today I want to announce that we have actually entered into an agreement to actually acquire Success Magazine and all of its media library content and all the other things that go along with that, because there's so many things, and I'm just thinking about Duncan Wardle from Monday, thinking about all of the potentials of combining what is the longest running personal development brand in the world, 123 years in existence, and combining that with EXP and how many lives we can impact. And I know you guys all three got a chance to visit the success offices in Dallas last week on Thursday. We put you under NDA, and hopefully nobody heard about it. And I don't think anybody did, because I didn't hear any feedback on that. But how excited are you guys about this, the potential? And I know that it's been a huge deal, but love to again get your guys' feedback and how giddy. I know it's Cliff, you're like on cloud 9 thinking about the potential, but love to get you guys' feedback.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Jay. I am. My tail's wagging over here, but go ahead.
Same here, man. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Cliff. Right ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that this is the you've seen the dragsters on a racetrack, right? Well, this is the nitrous oxide that's going to power this company forward. I mean, this is really, if you look at the reason why successful teams and our competitors have done revamps, and they came in and they poured in and they started doing self-development, and things really changed for them. But this is really the secret sauce, and not only just our core business, but we've got so many opportunities with the brand, just taking this brand and sort of repurposing it, revitalizing. It's got such a rich history. I mean, this is like the Hall of Fame of self-development of great business leaders. Jim Rohn, Jim, you can go through here and it just reads like a who's who. And that, bringing that power, combining it with, I mean, the platform, the EXP, the technology base that we have. I mean, this is really going to take this to the next level. And I think the benefit that for all the agents here and all of our stakeholders, shareholders, all the people that are involved with EXP and EXP World Holdings is going to, I mean, exponential is kind of an overused word, but I mean, we're going to see some incredible things happen just because of the leverage that this brand is going to add to what we have. I mean, EXP as a company is what, 10 years old. Here we are, we're taking a brand that's 123 years old, and it is absolutely going to, just launch us to a whole nother level of respect and credibility in this space. So I'm just super stoked about it.
Yeah, same here. This has been something that's been a part of my life for a long time. It's got as Cliff said, a rich history, 130 years it's been around. All the big names in personal development, it crosses over into the lives of everyone in the country. And arguably, I think Success Magazine could make the statement that they've made the greatest impact in the world in terms of personal development. And for that to be aligned with us at EXP is something very special. And I can tell you, the most amazing part of that opportunity, and thank you, Glenn, for allowing us to share that with you there at Success, their office, was there's so many ways that Glenn sees how this can benefit us agents. And in every situation I've seen you, Glenn, making decisions, and you're always thinking about the agent. How is this going to support the agent? How is this going to help the agent? And this is just something that's going to be amazing for the company moving forward. And I'm just super impressed that you saw the vision for being able to add this to this company and allow us to benefit from the brand that's so strong in Success.
Yeah, I will say, Glenn, it's another testament to your vision. And we were so excited to be able to see this unfold last week. And I'm so excited that we can finally say something now, but it just is another reminder that we're never coasting. You talked about that the other day. You talk about that often. And it's a reminder how EXP continues to be focused on our success, on our company success, on our agent success. We talk about being agent obsessed. Yet another example of that. So I'm super excited that the team that's coming on is amazing. I think they're really aligned with what we're doing and what we're wanting to do. And they have such a reputation regardless of industry, like across all industries. And so I just really think it's going to open up exciting opportunities for us. It's an elite brand, it really just levels up and it steps up our game a lot more than I ever thought we could do.
Well, thank you very much for coming up here. Elizabeth, Jay, Cliff, really appreciate it. And with that, I want to introduce a few folks to the team here while you guys head off. I want to introduce we've just Don Hobbs, who's actually joining the success team, and we all love Don. He's obviously influenced many of our lives here at EXP. He's and his history with Jim Rohn specifically is pretty darn phenomenal. I'll let him explain that to you. But he's joining as the president of Success Enterprises. Josh Ellis, who is the editor-in-chief for Success Magazine, he's joining us. And then Lauren Cannon, who's also is the director of digital and building up all of the digital assets that are a lot of you are subscribed to already. As I was reading in the text chat, just want to bring the three of them up and have you guys take it over. But super excited and super stoked to hear what you guys have to talk about here this morning.
Glenn, thank you so much. Who's stoked? Who is stoked besides me?
I'm stoked.
There's one.
Me too.
Love it. I'm Glenn. I love it. Thank you, Glenn, so much. Okay, that's awesome, guys. Glenn, thanks so much for first of all the entrustment and allowing me to be part of this explosive thing. I love the descriptions that the panel was just talking about, and obviously, Glenn and all three of them, and I have such a reverence for this subject of personal development, the things that we've all been invited to do to grow ourselves. And I was around Jim Rohn, so I'll tell you just a brief background. But Glenn, thank you so much. First of all, I love the fact that this company has the insight and foresight, and that Glenn sees these pieces that putting them together makes for just an enormous win for all of us. And nothing is without future thought and many things attached to it, and I promise you this will be one of them. Success has been a publication. We're going to talk about that. I want to introduce you to the team, and also some digital work that they've been doing. It's phenomenal, but trust me, it's going to be even more so, and we're looking forward to that. But I want to take you back just briefly to give you a little perspective that I have on personal growth, because I was fortunate at the age of 18 to meet Jim Rohn. I went to one of his seminars live and in person, and within a few months I told him, I said, I want to work with you, and I got a chance to do that for eight years. I was the president of his company back in the 80s, and it was an honor and an amazing thing, and I loved some of the quotes that Glenn brought up. But I remember meeting him the very first evening and hearing him say, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And the biggest challenge for all of us is we do so much in our business, we don't work on us, we don't work on ourselves, and we're the key. We unlock everything. We unlock all the potential. We've all got the ability to do anything except what we hold ourselves back, as Glenn was saying, those layers of stuff that we hold over our potential. And so, your ability to grow is your ability to succeed at the highest levels and to enjoy life and to have the most and be the biggest you that you can possibly be. And that's what this is going to offer to all of us. And I got a chance to play with Jim for 8 years. I was the president, as I said, of his company, and to be around that influence, guys and gals, it was remarkable. It was magical. He was not only my mentor, but my father figure, and I got a chance to travel the world with him. And so, to me, one more little aspect, and I'm going to have Lauren talk about this in just a second, but the properties that we own, the intellectual properties that are part of this whole success piece is amazing, and the library of Jim Rohn is part of it. So everything that Jim did, it's all part of your future. It's all part of all of us. And so I'm overwhelmed. I'm overjoyed. I was actually in tears as Glenn was introducing this. To me, this is remarkable. So I'm going to turn over to Josh and bring Josh and Lauren up. And guys, I don't know where you are. You're probably here behind me or on the side of me or somewhere. Are you guys sitting down? Oh yeah, there you are. Hey. So let's talk a little bit, because we have two dynamos here that have been running this publication and all of the digital aspects of it for a long time. Josh Ellis, who is in fact the editor-in-chief, and Lauren Cannon, senior director of digital and commerce. And guys, I couldn't be more thrilled to be able to work with you and to have your talents in our place of business here, part of the EXP family. Josh, let me go to you real quickly, because you have absolutely killed it with this publication over the last few years. And for people who are new to EXP and haven't received their first magazine, don't know what this is, why don't you tell us just a little bit about Success? Maybe a little bit about its history. We've heard some long-term numbers and all of that. I was reading Success when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. It was like my I hate to say my Bible, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it was what I look for every single month to get my best ideas. And so talk about, who's been part of this and the big overview of this, Josh.
Well, thank you, Don. And it's always great to hear from people who the magazine has had that huge impact on, and it's a thrill to hear that from Glenn. And I'm loving seeing so many of you responding to the magazine in the chat. It's just, we are so thrilled to be a part of this. So Success Magazine, yeah, it's this little startup that was founded in 1897. Success was started by a really influential philosopher for his day named Orson Swett Marden, and it was centered essentially around the idea that each of us, each person, has the power within himself or herself to achieve and reach greater goals and become self-sufficient and truly live the American dream. And that philosophy has carried on with the publication. It became the underpinning for what we now know as, quote, personal development. And through the decades, Orson Swett Marden gave way to some of the icons in this field: Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie and Og Mandino and Earl Nightingale, names you might have heard, Jim Rohn, and eventually people like Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk and Rachel Hollis, Mark Cuban, Damon John. All of these people have played some role, or at least graced the cover, the pages of the magazine. And so Success has always been basically about providing tools, expertise, perspectives for the person who wants to be self-reliant, the achiever, the entrepreneur, the solopreneur, as we say today. Like so many of you folks out there in the audience. That was our founding mission, and it's still with us today.
Well, that's awesome. And, I was thinking about those names and thinking about what Cliff said about, like, this is the Hall of Fame. This publication, when we went to the offices last week in Dallas, and you could sit and look at the history of these publications, actually publications dating back into the 1800s, you're like, this is where all the players have been. And when, I'll tell you guys, when Jim Rohn was ill and he was sick, and there were all these people, all these speakers that came to do one-on-one tributes, to send him video, and you wouldn't believe who was there. It was like every major speaker you can imagine. They were all like, Jim Rohn was our foundation. And these are people that have been part of this publication as well. And so just thrilling, and so excited to have your historical view of it. Lauren, the magazine's got this incredible history, rich history. And Josh said it was founded back in 1897. So a lot's changed in media since then, and it's no longer just this publication. Tell us about the scope of the digital footprint, because this is blowing up for you right now.
Right. Thanks, Don. And I just want to echo that. It's so great to be here, and we're excited to be part of the EXP family now. About 13 years ago, Success finally went online and joined the digital age with success.com. We have come a long way since then. Our social following reaches over 5 million people. We have millions of people joining the site every single month. So our team really focuses on delivering personal development content on a daily basis. We enhance what you get to see in the print magazine and come up with new ways to provide this content in different training formats and advanced formats to make sure you're putting your best foot forward into the world.
Well, and we're excited about all that we're going to be able to do with the digital things, and of course bringing this group that's 38,000 strong now and 100,000 strong by the end of next year. That's what I'm predicting. I'm not on the board. I can say stuff like this, but guys, I'm telling you, this is such a big piece of it. Josh, when you came to, how did you come to success? First of all, because you were in a different role. How did you come to success? And describe what you actually do.
Yeah, before success, I was a sports writer. I got into this field and decided to go to journalism school because I was your average boy, young guy. I was like obsessed with sports, so I wanted to cover the NFL. And after college, for a few years in my career, I had a chance to do that, and it was pretty fun. But I just felt, as my mid 20s gave way to my the second half of my 20s, I just started to feel unfulfilled. And so when the opportunity in my career came along to join Success, and I came over in 2012, it represented for me the opportunity to do work that had meaning and that helped people. And I've just grown here over the last 8 years as part of the team, and that feeling has gotten deeper and deeper. I really love this magazine and this brand because at its core, every day, I get to help people reach their potential. And some of you out there hopefully have felt that about our content. So it's my job to make sure that each issue of our magazine lives up to those founding ideas and serves you, the reader. And so it's a blessing for me every day and a challenge to try to do that in new ways.
Yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful. And Lauren, kind of the same question for you. How did you join? What's your journey to this, the team success where you find yourself today, as director of digital?
Right. So I have a journalism degree from the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. I found myself working in the digital marketing space pretty quickly after graduating. About the last decade, I've been in digital marketing. I've worked with large public companies, a variety of well-known thought leaders, speakers, and authors in our space. So through these experiences in marketing, personal development, and team management, I found a very happy home here at Success to be able to work alongside people who are passionate about personal development and looking to use the digital world to find new ways to deliver that to you every single day.
I love you guys already, and Josh, I know that we had a great meeting last week, and then I got to stick around and have a little personal time with you both. And I know you're excited about joining the EXP team. What's the most energizing part about these two organizations colliding?
Well, I just heard Glenn say it, that EXP is a personal development company, and the playing field for it happens to be real estate. Now, obviously, I love the way that our missions align. And I get so psyched, as I know all of you out there do, to listen to Glenn when he talks about his vision. And I hear him talk about this magazine and what this brand has meant to him personally. This is a guy who absolutely gets it. And that the work that we do is about paying it forward so other people can achieve the same success that he has. And so he's got an incredible vision for what success can mean to the future of EXP and vice versa. I think that we're going to have a lot of fun working together, and we're going to help a lot of people. And then those people are going to help other people, and on and on. There's kind of a snowball effect to personal development. Like, it's cliche, but we will absolutely make the world better with the work that we're doing here on a daily basis. And you guys are all part of that.
I get goosebumps with you guys. Okay, so Lauren, tell me about this. What do you see as, the merger is happening? It's going to drive results for our agents. What do you see? What does it look like from your point of view?
Right. So really, it feels like overnight, everything has just multiplied for Success. Our ability to provide more specific content for the agents, and more specific content for different verticals and groups of people that we already help today, along with expanding our specialty services. We provide different types of mentorship and coaching and training. We're now going to have multiple platforms where we can assist you further in helping you further your goals, both personally and professionally.
Sorry, guys, I lost my button. So Josh, what stays the same and what changes? You know, the publication started off and well, I'll let you talk about the pillars, but I mean, what stays the same and what can we count on? And then what are you excited about changing?
Well, one thing that I would say I'm thrilled is staying the same is that our team is in place, and what's changing is, just as Lauren said, so much of what more that they can do for everybody out there in the audience, and you're going to be thrilled to work with Lauren and that group, because they're so talented and strategic and smart. I'll say this, I think that some people have heard about this partnership and kind of made the snap judgment that we're going to become a real estate magazine, but that's not entirely the case. We're still wide open for any reader, any audience member across all those digital platforms that Lauren oversees, who is searching for that self-sufficiency or just a better life. In the magazine, you started to mention, Don, that we kind of outline these 4 basic pillars of how to define a successful life in a holistic way, and because it's not just money. We talk about happiness and health, and growth and purpose. Having all of those things, that's still going to be there in every issue. I think, to tip my hand a little bit, you could probably see us starting to gear more content toward a person, not unlike a lot of you who listening to me now, who gets to work remotely or from home or wherever you like. As that segment of the population grows, we need to serve those readers and make sure that they're getting the most out of that experience and in the pursuit of their passions.
Well, work from home is blowing up, and of course, Verbella's part of that. I mean, Glenn sees that. We're all witness to it. We're making that happen as well. So yeah, I absolutely get that. Hey, Lauren, you've got 7 people on the team that are part of your digital team. How do you describe the crew to their new teammates, and what's been their reaction to this whole thing? What happened last Friday?
Right. So we've got an incredible team of people. Everyone's been with the company for several years. Um, we have people that are focused on providing social media content, providing email content. Wherever you show up online is where we're going to show up for you. I've got Garrett, Blake, Jennifer, Jessica, Ingrid, Madison, and Hugh are all on my team and do amazing things every single day for you, whether it's creating new content or working with some of the top thought leaders today, not only that are currently in our library of content, but also who's up and coming. So we have content from the great Jim Rohn. We have his whole library, as Don had mentioned, and we have very specific media outlets for that content. We also have the library of John Wooden's Success Pyramid. We did amazing things with that material and providing it online through documentary form and through master classes. And we work with some of the new thought leaders today, Jay Shetty, Tony Robbins, Rachel Hollis. We're always working to reach out to these people and find unique and exclusive ways to bring that to you every single day. So our new home at EXP is only going to advance these opportunities. We will start showing up in more places with the best resources to help you on your personal growth path. And really, it was just an amazing experience last week to sit down with the team in a room and watch everyone's own personal transformation as they listened to Glenn and Don speak about the direction of this merger. You could just see the lights go on in all of our eyes, the excitement that this opportunity is going to allow us to really start doing the things that we've been wanting to do for the past couple of years and being able to do that to you.
Well, we're super excited about that, Lauren. And Josh, I want to finish with you real quickly as we get ready to get into our keynote this morning. And I want to make sure that we get this in. But, you know, for you and looking up at the future of the publication itself, we're getting it. We're enjoying it every month or every other month. What's coming up on the horizon for the publication? Talk to us about what are we going to see in 21?
All right. So for that, there's 1,485 of you out there who are our teammates now. So I can spill the goods about the next issue of the magazine. I think that we actually have another slide to show it off. If we can get that one changed, maybe I can do it here. No, not that one. Jen put it together, so she knows where it is. I'll let her find it. it's going to be the first issue of 2021. The January-February issue goes on newsstands actually at early December. And the cover features none other than Mark Cuban. So I would love for you all to be able to see the cover. It looks like it's not quite showing up, but yeah, Mark Cuban is our cover guy, and the main cover line you'll see it is "Forget 2020." I know that this year has been great for EXP and probably so many of you, but a lot of the rest of the world is ready to turn the page, and so yeah, I can't wait for you all to see that cover. This issue, the first one of the year, right around the turn of the year for us. Every single year is a major seller because our readers are in the mood to think about growth this time of year, New Year's resolutions, achieving their next big goal. And so that's what we're all about. And I know that you all are too, EXP is too. So this is going to be a great partnership, and our team is so unbelievably excited. I really can't wait to see what all we can do together, with the 38,000 agents and growing exponentially. 2021 is going to be such a big year.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Guys, I'm so proud. I'm so pleased. Couldn't be happier than being in business with you two and our team. Excited to bring the best of the best and things that we're not going to talk about today, but there's just so much going to happen as a result of this partnership, guys. Everybody give a big round of applause to your success team, if you will.
Woohoo, Tom!
Hey, Heather, if you'd put it back one slide, there was one Jim Rohn slide that I wanted to go back to if we could, just real quickly. And if you can't, it's okay. You can. Look at that. Success is not so much what we have as what we are. And guys and gals, the one thing that I know, ladies and gentlemen, this partnership, this team at Success, hey, this is like any of our companies. This is a little bit like you'd say with Showcase IDX. It's independent. It's like Verbella, it's independent, but it's part of the family. And so we're going to have access to some really cool things, and this thing is going to be phenomenal. And things like this are going to start being a part of your everyday culture, because this company is a personal development company that just happens to be in real estate. And I love the fact that this is now a part of our culture, our fiber, our fabric. And I can't wait to be in business with all of you in the way that we are. So, Glenn, Sanford, thank you again. Thanks to the leadership team for having the foresight to see this and make it happen. And we're going to get off stage. Curtis, it's all yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Don, and congratulations. What a phenomenal opportunity. Thank you for your leadership. Welcome to the family Success team. And Glenn, thank you for the amazing announcement this morning. Everybody is super pumped, super stoked, as Glenn would say. We are all super stoked. And to keep you stoked here